Abi Roberts, the Woke Finder General, will be very interested in this tweet because, Abi, you can reprimand Chris in exactly the same way I intend to, because Chris has said that he's intending to make salmon pasta for dinner. I'm not Italian. Am I racist? I think the answer is yes, isn't it, Abi?
Yeah, terrible. Chris, what are you thinking? You need to go outside, you need to flagellate yourself for a couple of hours. I mean, how dare you put pasta and salmon together? I mean, who's ever thought of
He's
doing
not
that?
Italian. He's not Italian. Only Italians
Not
should be
Italian.
able to do that.
Exactly. Only Italians should do that, and only Italians should use a spoon and a fork to eat spaghetti. Otherwise, you have to use your hands. Just have a trough and then just put your face into it.
Someone asked me the other day for my recipe for Greek lamb. And what I did was I threw them out my house and I screamed racist at them in the street because they weren't Greek. What were they thinking? What were they thinking?
It's just outrageous. I mean, I had Chinese the other night, and I'm going to literally have a word with myself. About my actions in the future. Yeah, it's gone mad, Cristo. What is happening? I mean, it's raining outside. It's like Blade Runner. And we are actually living in a strangely dystopian world at the moment.
Do you know the thing that annoys me the most about this sort of thing is that if the point is, actually, you know what, there are lots of different South Asian dishes and we should just remember that there are, that's fine. It's the fact that there are lots of different Southeast Asian dishes and you're racist. You're racist because you didn't know that already. That's the bit I object to.
Exactly. It's like, I mean, Russian's my second language, so I know about Russian food. It'd be like me saying to somebody, how dare you not know about piroshki or tvarok? I mean, it's like, why would they? Why would you know about that? That's mad. And this, there's a blogger, a Californian blogger, 27, they always come from America, North America. This 27-year-old blogger called, apologies if I don't get it right, Cheheti Banzal, not bad. For a first attempt, she's asked for curry, the word curry, to be banned because it has colonialist. God, I can't even say it. I haven't even had a drink. It's amazing. Colonial connotations. So she's asking for it to be, which is just crazy because the word curry, it's curry, and it was basically means sauce or something that you have with rice. And, it's kind of like changed over the year. It was probably misheard by some people and they went, let's say curry. And it's, it's like, great. We all love a curry. I love a curry. Can't think of anything better.
What's irritating, as I said, what is actually the grain of what is a good point? Oh, you know what? Not all these dishes are called curry is suddenly, because you didn't know that already, then you are racist and colonial and you probably approved of the empire, all of the killing that happened, and you're an evil person.
Exactly.
It's never a rational sort of, have you considered this point of view?
Exactly. It's never like you never hear people saying, about British food, calling it grub or tucker. Imagine if I went, let's go and have some grub, and somebody went, how dare you call it grub? Why aren't you looking at the specifics? It's kind of like, why are these people so focused on something when there's so much terrible stuff going on in those countries, Southeast Asia? Like the treatment of girls and women. Why are we focusing on a delicious food that we all love that brings us together?
Well, actually, you've been doing a little bit of research for us on some of the other culinary controversies, shall we call them?
Yes.
When it comes to racism, and I didn't know that my table manners are apparently racist.
Yes, they are. I'm afraid, Cristo, I'm going to be coming around your house and looking through. If you see lots of blonde hair at your window with a little spyglass, it's me at the window, because there's a chef, again, in Canada. This all comes, by the way, note it all comes from North America, these weird ideas. They've gone crazy. She's called Joshna Maharaj, and she's a chef, and she's caused outrage because she said knives and forks should not be used because, again, they're racist.
And how is a knife and fork racist? I don't understand.
Well, basically, she says that it's dripping. This is her an exact quote: dripping with control and the shame of colonization. And it's like, well, that's really weird, because are we going to talk about the Romans and aqueducts? The fact that we shouldn't have running water now because of the Roman Empire? I mean, are we going to stop eating Turkish delight, which is nothing like Turkish delight because of the Ottoman Empire? I mean, these people need to get a life, Cristo. They need to just go and, I don't know, have lots of
But again, it's just, what's annoying is that they don't say, do you know what? What's an interesting fact is that actually people didn't always use their knives and forks for these dishes. It's immediately, you're racist. You're racist for using a fork. I mean, mine are a bit stained by the dishwasher. I mean, but I don't know if that means that they're culturally appropriating anything. They're just the implements I used. I mean, do you know what?
Just convenient.
We just spoke to Ruby Wax a little bit earlier about why we're all so mental and why we're all so insane. And and this must be why, because you can't, like, not everything can be racist. All I want to do is eat my dinner. That's it. I mean, am I racist?
Exactly. It's utter madness. And also, you know, like if I go into, I try and use chopsticks, but it's just embarrassing because I've never learned to use them properly. And then whenever I've gone to a Chinese restaurant, they just go, well, just have a knife, have a knife and fork. It's fine. It really doesn't matter. So I don't. These people, like I said, they're intent on being outraged on behalf of. I don't know who they're being outraged on behalf of. I've never gone to an Indian restaurant and then gone, yeah, I'm afraid you have to pronounce every dish exactly right, otherwise you're not going to come in. That's never happened to me.
But also, what if the people who own the Indian restaurant were born in the UK? Does that make them culturally appropriating the Indian food? Or because they're from Indian descent, is that okay? Because what are the rules? Because I imagine the rules are quite... Because you are British. If you're born in the UK, you're British. Well, then you're British. Oh my word, I don't understand. Look, do you know what? We should just stick to English foods, like the full English breakfast. I'm going to be safe with that, right?
Well, actually, Cristo, I'm afraid to say the wokies are going to come for you because the full English breakfast has been criticised because it implies that everything on the plate. I mean, honestly, when I read this stuff, I'm like, for Christ's sake. It implies everything on it is English when it may not be English. And I'm like, good grief.
So because the foods in the full English breakfast might not have all been sourced or might not have all originated in England, you can't call it a full English breakfast.
Yes, a full English breakfast. So, I mean, I'm not really quite sure which part they're talking about. But I mean, it's like, I think it's just because it's got the word English in it. And it's just like, no, that's not. That's
but then what would you call it? A full worldwide breakfast? You can't call it a continental breakfast because then you'll end up with croissant.
Yeah, exactly.
And is a croissant continental or is it just French? Because what is continental? Because continental implies the continent. Well, you don't get much German croissant, do you?
You don't, exactly. It's like, it's utterly crazy. I mean, full heart attack on a plate? I don't know. But I think let's stick with full English. Well, stick with it. And also, if we keep giving in to these people, the next thing we know, we're not going to be able to say anything at all. We're just going to literally have just an empty plate with nothing on it.
Well, I would say that the safest way is to give up eating, but I'm not sure that I'm in a position to manage quite.
You and me both,
I think,
darling.
yeah, I think, do you know what? For the first time in my life, I'm just going to say I'm going to be racist, all right? I'm afraid I'm going to have to be racist, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Listen, Abi Roberts, I would say it was a pleasure, but unfortunately you've ruined my day. But thank you anyway for taking the time.